Jared Hudson, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, brother.
My pleasure. I know we've been wanting to do this for a long time, and so here we are.
That's right, yeah. And do we talk about the date? Do we talk about how special this day is, or no?
We'll do that on the show.
Okay, all right.
But for now, we do this warm-up segment. Everybody is just infatuated with what people like you are carrying to protect themselves every day. So, as a former Navy SEAL, active law enforcement officer, you're deputy of what county?
Blount County, in Alabama, yeah, and federal TFO with Homeland Security. Yep.
Perfect. And now you're hunting down child human trafficking.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And so, man, I can't wait to dive into that. I got a ton of questions. I did one podcast on this before, and dude, it sent me to a real dark place for a while. But I mean, I'm super glad I did it. And it was this guy, Brian Montgomery, who's a hacker. But yeah, like probably my favorite episode of all time. But man, it threw me into a dark place hearing that shit. But anyways, so with what you do and everything you've been through, what are you carrying every day?
Yeah, so like as I sit here, I always carry a knife with me. A lot of guys don't carry a knife. I got this, I normally carry a different pocket knife than this, and I carry a Winkler. I have a Winkler fixed blade that I'll normally carry here. But on the last operation we were on, one of the scales broke on the handle, so I sent it off to them to get fixed. But I normally carry a pocket knife in that, and then
what kind of pocket knife is that one?
This is just a Benchmade, you know, just a normal work knife, just a normal Benchmade work knife. Remember the ones we got in the teams?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those I got, you know, years ago, like that. And then the Winkler fixed blade, I carry, you know, this is my SIG 320 I always carry. I don't wear a holster. Sometimes I'll run a trigger dart.
That's a 320?
Or I'm sorry, a macro, a 365 macro.
Nice.
Not a 320. I like this. Go ahead and clear it. I normally leave around in the chamber. We cleared this earlier because we knew we were going to be talking about it. But I like this EPS carry red dot sight. Something that guys need to know on these, you got open emitter and closed emitter red dots for your pistol now. This is a closed emitter. I encourage guys to run closed emitter because
what do you mean closed emitter?
So the laser emitter in here, right? It's just a laser superimposed on a piece of glass. You know, I'm gonna point this at the camera. Everybody see how that glass is reflective, right? And so that's what lets the laser reflect back to your eye. It's not like an EOTech, like a hologram sight. So because that laser superimposer, it's got an emitter that pushes it out. Closed emitter means that's encased, like your aim point on your rifle, like the old aim points we had, or like what you run on your rifle. That's closed emitter. This is closed emitter. Open emitter would be like most of your common red dot sights, which are not bad, but your Trijicons, your SIG Romeos. SIG's making a closed emitter now, but it's open, so that emitter can get blocked. And one of the things that we ran into when we were putting together training for a couple of different, you know, 3-letter units and then a couple of different law enforcement agencies is that, and SIG even put some stuff out about it, that thing gets moisture on it, it gets lint on it from where I'm carrying it concealed or whatever. It can block that emitter and you don't see your laser. So I'm big on closed emitter red dots because they make them now, and look how small that thing is.
Yeah. Who makes that?
This is a Holosun.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
What version is that? Can I see it?
Yeah, take it. That is, that's an EPS carry is what it's called. I don't know the exact number, like what the nomenclature on the number is.
This is just a regular P365, huh?
Yeah, it's a macro.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a macro. I carried the 365 XL for a while, and they came out with that macro, and I just kind of liked it better.
Nice. I didn't know they made one without the ports.
Oh yeah, they make them without the ports. Now they might not anymore. I've had this one for a long time, but
yeah,
this is what I normally carry like this.
Well, I got a buddy over at SIG. His name's Jason.
Yeah.
You heard of him?
No, I haven't, but I mean, I've heard of him on your show. Listening to your show, yeah.
Jason, he loves the show.
Yeah.
Loves it. And he loves guys like you, so he wanted me to
man, thank you, man.
Yeah, see, the latest and greatest 365 macro, the Legion version.
Yeah, so this Romeo X, so you can see, you see the difference how the back is closed on the one I just showed you, this one?
Yeah.
Again, these red dots are fine, but this is an open emitter red dot. So a lot of times if you're looking at it operationally, closed emitter helps you out. The problem with closed emitter, they get bigger. But anyway, this is a beautiful pistol, man. These things are awesome.
All metal. They put those ports on the front.
Yeah, I love it.
And then they got these new magazines out too, Mal. I think it's the original 17 plus 1, so 18 rounds.
Yeah.
I think they got another one there. Is it 20, 21 rounds? Next one in?
Yeah, this one has to be 20. Yes, 21 right.
Yeah, so 22 round carry capacity. But
thank you so much.
Yeah, well, don't thank me, thank Jason.
Well, thank you, Jason. You're listening to it, man. This is awesome.
Perfect.
Now all I got to do is go back and qualify with it, and I'll carry it.
Right on, man.
That's
right
a safety pistol. And you know what? These like that pistol that like what you just gave me there, and then the one that I carry, the best, in my opinion, the best shooting pistol on the market that is carry and can. I mean, you got a 21 round magazine there, and you can make this.
You can't beat the SIG, man.
No, you can't.
They've cornered it. I think everybody else should just give up. I mean,
I would disagree. You know, I mean, if I pull the trigger and it goes boom, I like it, but SIGs are phenomenal. Not to belabor this, I got the first SIG. I won it in a match 2015. I just got out of teams or whatever. It's been out a couple of years. Won a match. Won a SIG 320. I've had that same 320 ever since. I've rebuilt the springs in it. You know, put some new parts in it. But I've run hundreds of thousands of rounds. So that I'm training, teaching, shooting. It's a phenomenal pistol. I love the 320.
Nice.
I've never had any of the drop issues with it either.
Are you carrying anything else on your person?
No, nothing else on my person. Just normally with the exception of the fixed blade, which I don't have today.
What kind of watch you got?
This is one of the Garmin. Let me take it off. It's that Garmin with the ballistic computer in it. I don't know what it's called. It's got I'll show you. You can show your guns with it. Applied ballistics. It's the Garmin applied ballistics watch. So like you run your data, run your dope. So I got a couple guns there: 300 Win Mag, 338, 6.5. But you can show your gun on it. But
damn,
I've had it for a while. We got
they made that.
Yeah, you can get your. I mean, you can see it's like it's got my range. I think that's my 6. Yeah, that's 6.5. So it's like here's your range card. You just scroll through it. You can shoot your gun to it. So we got those. We did helped with the pull out in Afghanistan, get some people out. Garmin helped us out and made us a dealer, helped us out getting some of these. So we had these to take over with us when we're in the mountains doing some of that stuff, getting those people out. That's all I carry on my person. That and some fists, if you can throw a fist, if you ever know how to do that, no UFC cage fighter, but you can at least hang with most bad guys. This is what I normally carry. That's just a smoke that is in there. This is what I have in my truck with me most of the time for law enforcement. So I got a little Rhodesia with those 320 mags. So I'll show you the rifle. I keep it here a little bit. So the flat nose, these are subs, and those are supers, and this is GBRS mag, right? So I'll keep subs and supers. 9mm, got a little, another little Benchmade stick knife.
Can you go into subs and supers for people that don't know?
Yeah, flash thing on there. Subs. So your subsonic round is going to work better with your suppressor because it's not breaking the sound barrier. Your supersonic round is going to have the supersonic crack. So basically, if you're under 1,120 feet per second, I think is what it is, you're going to be sub. Most of them are about 1,050 or less. Your super is going to be over 1,120 feet per second. The reason that's important, I was working with an agency one time, and they had a bunch of 147 grain 9mm rounds, but they're all subs, so they're all running less than 1,100 feet per second. But they just bought them because they were the cheapest round there was. And I was like, why are y'all shooting subs? They had no idea what it was. I'm like, no, this will make a difference if you shoot somebody on serving a warrant or on a traffic stop. You might not even punch through a windshield of a car with these. But the benefit is they are quiet. So there is a benefit to subs. And then also you have guys, you zero, your red dot, or whatever it is, your sub is going to impact different at 25 meters than your supersonic will. So there's all that you have to know. It's just like, if I'm shooting my bow, I change my arrow, it's going to impact differently, right? So it doesn't matter how good of a shooter the Indian is. You start changing your arrow, and you're going to have different impacts. So understanding that is important. That's the difference between supers and subs.
What would you use those? Why do you carry both?
So I use the subs. So that this is like, normally I have this for if I get like called out to an active shooter in a school, right? And if I make an entry, like I know I'm not shooting through something, I might throw a sub mag in. It's quieter, number one, with a suppressed, rifle I'm about to bring. It's quieter on that end. But number two, it's also, I'm not worried about burning rounds through this dude that I'm shooting and possibly hitting kids or burning them through a wall, which most school walls you're not going to burn through because they're concrete block. But if I'm stopping a vehicle, doing a traffic stop, or if I'm in a vehicle, I'm definitely going to be running supers because I want to punch, windshield windows, all that. And if you have the ability, we shoot a lot of substrate, shot a lot in SEAL teams, to snipers and sniper school, and then at the team level, and then even out in law enforcement, we shoot a lot of substrates. We shoot a lot of glass walls, cinder block, to see how rounds react. You can watch YouTube videos about it. I encourage people to do that so they can see what round they're carrying and what it actually does. But that's what I would do with subs, is mainly looking at not having a lot of bleed over and also keeping my sound signature down.
I'm just curious for my personal interest, but I mean, what would you say? Do you know the max effective range of a subsonic round?
Yeah, I don't know probably what the book says. I literally shot this thing yesterday. I might have a video on the phone. I'll show you. But I was cleaning a plate rack with subs at 25 yards out of this rifle thing, just ting, ting, ting. I would say 50 yards without having to change a lot. And that's 9mm. Now my 300 blackout, I zeroed my. Will that penetrate skin? 50 meters? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never shot anybody with one at 50 meters. I would say yeah. It's probably not going to kill them. Pistol rounds just generally don't kill people. Yeah. You got to think a 9mm supersonic at the muzzle, like 124 grain NATO ball, normal plus B rounds, run about 350 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle. Crap, dude, my bow's running that just about. Yeah. So bullet makeup would be key. That's why an arrow does so much more damage to a deer, even though it's running low energy. So bullet makeup is key there for that destructive, for the tissue to be destroyed to actually kill something. The one thing I would say though is it's better than nothing. Yeah. It's gonna hit, it's gonna rock somebody's world, but just generally speaking, period, pistol rounds don't generally kill people. Yeah. So right on. What else you got? This is just you saw these earlier. This is just my plates that I would throw on all in this nice little bag right here, and then here I'm gonna pull all this stuff out. But you have your blowout kit you normally run on you. I like pulling it out of the because I have this backpack with me in the truck. I like pulling it out so I can just more easily pull one or two galls or whatever it is out. I just keep that at the top of the bag. What's nice about this bag, especially for undercover work, is I got one of my computer sleeves. So I put my notebook, my computer in here. I can just go in a coffee shop and run this if I'm doing Overwatch or something, and then finally I still have a it's just a pistol. It's a SIG. Yeah, it's a SIG 320. And
like an MP7 almost.
It does. It definitely looks like that a lot. And then right here, as you can see, I got the laser and the light. It also is IR. I don't use IR much in law enforcement, but I think it's good to have a laser and a light on your gun for deconfliction purposes and PID purposes. But that is just that way you've got you're good. I can hit steel, like a CNS out to about 100 yards with that thing. It's 9mm, but without any real issues. But that's really good for 50 and in. It's a great little CQB gun, but it's 9mm. Takes the same magazines. I carry a 320. That suppressor actually doubles. I think it's a rugged suppressor, but it actually doubles. But I shorten it so it fits in the bag. That's it.
Nice piece.
Yeah, not the. You're not like raiding Bin Laden's hideout with any of this stuff or winning any gunfights in Afghanistan, but it's definitely nice to have here stateside for most of what we do, which is all of a sudden an active shooter kicks off, and now we're, you know, CQBing in a church or in a school or whatever.
Yeah. What do you think? I always ask this to everybody. What do you? Crime's been on the rise. Hopefully that changes now. But you know what? A lot of people are getting interested in protecting themselves and their family and their homes. A lot of guns are being sold. What do you think the biggest mistake that newbies make when it comes to, you know, self-protection?
Well, self-protection is one, they think that they can get this right here, and it's an equalizer and answer to all their problems. You and I both know that most people just put this in their hand, and from me to that wall over there, they're not going to hit a person.
Yeah.
If they're right-handed, all their shots are going to be left or low and left. If they're left-handed, they're going to be right or low and right. I mean, we know that just from training or working with people. So I would say the first thing is thinking that, hey, I've got something that's an answer to all my problems. No, it's actually probably going to create you more problems. Johnny Cash did a song about it. The boy's mom was talking, don't bring your guns to town, son. Leave your guns at home, Bill. You know? And that's kind of the same thing. So if you don't intend on training with it or getting some bit of training, I would say that's the first thing that I see. You gotta have some sort of training to know how to use this. The second thing is what they pick, especially for women. Now I don't do a lot of women's classes anymore. Guys on our team, when women reach out or their husbands reach out and want to do it, I got a lot of guys that run women's classes. A buddy of mine, Troy DeHart, out of Indiana, that works for me, he runs a lot of women's classes. Just ran like 3 for us at the beginning of the month. And one of the common things we see is like a lady's husband will go pick her up, something like this. Somebody have a pink grip or something like that, you know, whatever. Not that all ladies like pink. I'm just saying, like they'll pick something not based on actual, hey, this is what I'm gonna use it for, and they can't rack that slide right there because, as you know, on these carry guns, these springs are really tight, and this is a good one. You got some of those smaller pistols that them springs are so tight you can't hardly do anything with it. And then also, you got a gun that's already, I got a gun that's lighter than the trigger, 5.5 pound trigger, you know, 2 pound gun, which makes it harder to shoot. That's why your match guys have a heavier gun and a lighter trigger, right? So you just made that even worse by giving them a 1 pound gun and they've still got a 6 pound trigger. So they're going to increase their chances of missing their target even more. Those are the things I see as it relates to a gun. I encourage women, or just anybody, carry a knife. Because when people have this, they want to keep it out this distance. That's why we like the gun. Most of the time when you get grabbed or something happens, scramble, or somebody come up and snatches your purse or grabs you and take you, they're on you. That gun is completely worthless. You just presented a gun and do a fist fight. If you carry a knife, no matter where you're grabbed, you can get to that. If you can get to that thing, you can stick somebody. Stick soft / long and get away, because that's all you're looking to do. You start sticking people, you start slashing them, it doesn't matter what they know. They back off for a minute, and then you're able to beat feet out of there. Good point. That's what I've seen that generally works better, but our mindset is the gun gives me distance. The gun is the equalizer. It is not. Without training, it's definitely not. And even with training, more than likely somebody's already on you.
Yeah.
Think of it this way: if I pull that gun out to you right here, and I'm sitting there like, I might shoot you, I might not, but you're probably going to have the gun at some point in time. You know, and that's kind of what I try to put out to people.
Good point. Well, Jared, thanks for all the knowledge, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's get to the interview.
Sounds good.